everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a much requested video. It is a Polène update review. Sorry it's taken me a while to do this. Basically I wanted to get to a point where I felt like I'd use the bag just enough to tell you the pros and cons and give you a really in-depth review. So I've now had the bag for 6 months and used it enough to really give you guys the lowdown on the bag. So do grab a cup of tea because I think this will be a relatively long one. And just before I get started, for those of you who have subscribed to my channel already, thank you so much. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm still quite new to YouTube myself, so please do bear with me. I created this channel to share my authentic thoughts on luxury bags as a fellow bag lover. And I will be covering bags from lesser known luxury brands in the mid-range sort of price bracket to more mainstream luxury brands in the higher price bracket. When it comes to bags, I'm all about functionality and a low-key aesthetic. I'm also all about mindful shopping now after having spent a lot of my time and money making impulse purchases in my early 20s. So I hope that at some point I can start making some content about that too. If any of that sounds like something you'll be interested in, then please do consider subscribing to me and to my channel, as that kind of support means a lot. And all you really need to do is click the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So I want to start off with what's in my bag. This was actually requested by user Dora Dela Cruz, so shout out to you, thanks for the suggestion. I carried this bag to work the other day, and what I've done is I've purposefully left in all my stuff so that I can do this part of the video. So let's check out what I carry to work. I'm going to try and open it like this so you can kind of see inside. So first and foremost is my laptop. I am someone who needs to carry their laptop to work. It's a 13-inch HP laptop and it fits in perfectly. I've also got my Gucci scarf just for those days where it's a bit cold and you need something to keep warm. I also carry my mouse in here because basically I just find it really annoying to use my laptop trackpad. I have my glasses in here. I also have, these are my Bluetooth headphones. So they're literally in-ear headphones, so they're really space-saving. And then I've got a pouch where I carry all my sort of essentials. So that will be my Carmex lip balm and my hand cream and my hand sanitizer. So that is my essentials pouch. And I've also got the original pouch that goes in this bag and is connected to the bag, and all I have in here is just my work pass and a spare face mask, so I don't really put that much in here. Okay, so that's what's in my bag, and you can see it's nice and empty now. It's just got the original pouch that always goes in there. Yeah, I just want to open it up for you guys to see. Okay, so moving on to wear and tear. I think I'll start by saying I carry this bag on the London Underground and on the DLR when I go to work. And I don't baby my bags at all. I will put this bag on the floor of the tube or the DLR. Obviously, you know, I'm sensible about it. So if it's a rainy day and the floor's really wet, then of course I'm not going to do that. But if you look at the bottom, you will not see like any signs at all of wear and tear. It's actually held up very impressively. There are no feet on this bag, which is why I thought there might be, you know, some scuffs or something. But as you can see, there's just nothing. I'm very, very impressed at how well the bag has held up, especially given the way that I carry my bags, and the fact that there's no feet. I'm in awe of how it's managed to keep so clean and unscuffed on the bottom. Despite having no feet and wearing this quite not roughly, but I definitely don't baby my bags. There's also just no signs of wear and tear on the outside. I'm gonna try and give you guys some really close up shots just so you can see that. It's just like brand new, really. You can see nothing. No, nothing on the edges of the bag either. Nothing on the straps even. You can see the straps. That's where, oh sorry, that's where the weight goes. There's nothing on either side, not on the inside either. Nothing on the shorter straps. And I'd say over the last 6 months, I've probably used this about, I want to say around 50 times. So definitely not a lot, because I have now adopted some sort of hybrid working system where I sort of work from home half the time and I go to work half the time. So I definitely could use this bag more, but I wouldn't say I've, you know, just kept this on my shelf or anything. So I'm surprised by the fact that there's basically zero signs of wear that I can see. And it just looks brand new still. It's held its shape very well as well, as you can tell. It's not, you know, been misshapen or anything. It's just very impressive how well this is held up. The only thing I would say, and this is a bit of an interesting one, is the inside is susceptible to getting dirty. Now, I haven't got anything right now, but there was one time when I panicked quite a lot after I realized that I left a pencil in here, and it basically left some pencil marks on the side of the bag. And what I did was, because it was pencil, I thought, let me try rubbing it out, and it somehow actually worked. So you can't see anything now. But obviously, if you accidentally left like a biro pen in there or something, or, you know, spilt coffee in it, given the fact that the inside is this really nice beige kind of suede material, it is liable to get dirty and worn out. So I would just say the inside is probably more liable to wear and tear than the outside is. And also this kind of suede material, the one thing it does do is it's quite a dust attractor. It does like to attract dust. And what I do is I just gently brush the inside with like a microfiber cloth to get out any sort of significant bits of dust. But otherwise, I would say in terms of wear and tear, I've been extremely impressed by how well this has held up. Other than the sort of light colour and suede interior, I would say that this bag has basically shown no signs of wear and tear. So very, very impressed with the durability of this bag. So on to the pros and cons. Let's do the pros first. Following on from what I was just saying, I definitely think the number one pro would be the durability of this bag, especially if you want to use it as a work bag. As you can see, it's pretty scratch resistant, and as I've said just now, there's just no visible signs of wear and tear, and I've been very, very impressed by how this bag has held up in terms of shape, the base, the straps. Everything has just held up very well, so I definitely think that the durability is number one on my list. So the second thing that I really love about this bag is the versatility. I think this color was a really, really great choice. This is the cognac color, and I know that a couple of you have asked me in the comments section whether or not this color is still available. So I did do a quick check on Polène's website this morning, and as of this morning at least, they still do this color and this size. So this is the cognac color. I'll try and leave a link to this exact bag in the description box below. But when I checked it this morning, it's pre-order only. At least in the UK, it says the shipping date is 3rd of April. So clearly this has been a very popular color. And yeah, basically there's going to be a delay to get this color. They also do have some very nice other neutralish colors as well though, and I do think that those will be equally versatile. But anyway, speaking about this particular model, I found it to be super easy and carefree, and basically requires very little thought when it comes to styling. I'm going to put some pictures up of sort of the way that I would style this bag, or the way that I normally carry this bag. I normally do use this for work, so all of sort of my outfits will be sort of workwear. But yeah, I basically have found that this bag just goes with everything that I wear. The other thing that's really versatile about this bag that I sort of mentioned in my first video is the fact that you can sort of wear it in 2 styles. So you can also open up the wings and use the magnets to sort of position these wings. And then you've got this really cool, edgy style that gives the whole bag just a different kind of vibe to when you've got the wings tucked in. So this is tucked in, and this is with the wings open. Do you see what I mean? It's like a completely different style. So the third pro that I have is what I call the storage to bulkiness ratio. And what I mean by that is, after using this bag for a while, I definitely don't think that this bag carries the most items as tote bags go. But I think given the fact that this tote is just far less bulky than other totes that I've used in the past, I feel that the storage is very good for the sleekness that they've managed to maintain in this design. So overall, I think I love the fact that it's very slim on the side. It doesn't feel as bulky as usual totes, but it still manages to carry a lot. And that's what I mean by I think it's got a very good storage to bulkiness ratio. Another pro with this bag is the fact that it comes with this pouch, the fact that this pouch is detachable as well, and just the fact that this pouch is a really handy size. As you can see, I've put my work pass and my face mask in there, but really, you know, if I didn't have already this pouch for my essentials, which are my hand sanitizer, my hand cream, my lip balm, then this would be the perfect pouch for that. So I love the fact that it comes with a pouch, and I love the fact that it comes with this handy strap so that this pouch can't just be lifted, you know, straight out of the bag. And the fourth and final thing that I love about this bag is the fact that it comes with double straps. I think the fact that you can go from carrying it over your shoulder to carrying it in your hands makes a big difference, and it really helps distribute weight depending on how tight your shoulders get, basically. And the fact that there is that option and they've designed it that way means a great deal, I think, for people who are looking for functionality in their bags. So I found that I always alternate between these straps because, especially carrying a laptop in this bag, you know, you are carrying quite a lot of stuff and it does get heavy. And so the fact that you can take it off your shoulder and just carrying it by your side when you need to, I think that gives this bag a lot more functionality than usual tote bags. Moving on to the cons, and I do think there are cons about this bag, and I do want to be absolutely honest and open with you guys, because I think, especially buying this bag online, I think, you know, you probably want to know exactly what you're getting into. So moving on to the cons, the first one I've actually got is similarly about the straps. And this is a bit of a weird one, but something I've noticed when using the bag. And basically, I will have to stand up to demonstrate this, but when you shift from holding it with the short straps to carrying it on the long straps, what happens when I try and put it over my shoulder is the short straps tend to get in the way. I will demonstrate this, but basically what it is, I think, is the fact that when you look at the bag like this, you can see that the short straps are on the inside of the long straps, right? So when you come to use the long straps, the short straps will always be raised like this. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate this now. So what I mean about the straps being slightly annoying is I'll be carrying the bag like this, and when I want to change to over the shoulder, what I tend to do is I do a one-armed adjustment, and this happens. So these short straps get caught on my elbow when I try to do a single arm over the shoulder adjustment, which has been really annoying. So the only way that I've sort of figured out how to deal with that is, instead of doing sort of this thing What I now do is I just put one arm straight through and I have to use the other arm to put the bag on my shoulder. And that's been fine, it's just a bit of an adjustment. So I wanted to show you guys that in case anyone else like me does this whole single arm adjustment thing. So the second con that I had with this bag is not so much a con, but I do feel like it's a bit of a shame, and it's basically one of their features of the bag, and it is the straps on the side. So right now, let me just show you where these straps are. On the side of the bag, there are these straps that are, you know, just is connected on the inside like this, and on the outside they show up as, you know, this relatively long strap, right? And that's the same on this side. And what these are actually supposed to be for is to increase the security of your bag. And the theory is you take off the straps on each side and you double them over and cross them over so that basically you have the magnetic closure, but then you also have these straps going across, keeping the opening really difficult for anyone to just dip their hands into your bag. And in theory, it sounded really cool. But what I sort of find quite frustrating is that to do that, to put the strap across, is not the easiest of feats, especially when your bag is full of stuff. So I'm going to try and demonstrate doing it now without anything in it so I can sort of show you so the stuff doesn't pour out while I do it. But I hope you'll be able to see that it's not the easiest thing to do. So yeah, here goes. Okay, I've finally done it. And so the idea is that even when you open the bag, there are these straps on the side that are supposed to sort of somehow keep your bag secure. Now, I hope you realized from that short clip how difficult that is to do. It's definitely not something you can do while you're on the go, and you're like, you know, I want to make sure my bag's secure, let me just double over the straps. Definitely not something you should try while you're on the go. It just is too difficult. And I would also say that obviously just as difficult it is getting the straps across, it's also annoying when you want to take them off. And I do think that the primary reason is they use this kind of system, which is like, what are these even called? They're these holes, you know, with a little slit where you're supposed to just pop it onto this metallic button thing and you can just easily take it off. So it's one of these things. But the problem with this kind of closure, instead of like a button or like one of those snap button closures, is that it's really hard to actually get the metal thing through the hole. And I think that's, oh, you know what? I just messed up my nail trying to get this thing through. It's just not very easy. And so I've basically never used that feature of the bag. I've never tried to double up the straps just because of how much of a hassle it is trying to do so. So it's a real shame that I haven't been able to use that feature, but obviously for those of you who don't really care about that, or who feels like the sort of magnetic closure is enough for you, then just ignore this part. Basically, I find it a shame that it's a feature of the bag that I don't find user-friendly. But I just wanted to mention it to you guys just in case anybody was thinking about using that feature. And so the final con that I wanted to mention about this bag is to do with the inside structure of the bag. It's not about the fact that this is suede and it's a light color, because I think if you're careful enough, you can kind of keep it well maintained. So I think that's just something that you need to be aware of. But I think a real con is, I don't know if yeah, you can definitely see this. Okay, so do you see these little kind of flaps on the inside? It's kind of hard to show, but there are these flaps on the inside on all four corners of this bag. So you can see it on this side as well. And basically what it is it creates this really beautiful outside like pleated effect of the bag, right? And don't get me wrong, I love the look of these pleats. I think it gives it so much more just something like character to the bag. But the problem with the construction on the inside, having those four, what should we call these? These four sticky out bits, means that when you put stuff in your bag, it basically kind of half determines how the things go anyway. And I'm going to demonstrate this now because I don't think it's going to make much sense otherwise. So for example, when I put my laptop in, it basically always has to sit on the middle. So with the two sticky out bits on either side of my laptop. And then there's sort of room on both under the laptop and above the laptop. It can't sit, for instance, right close to one side. And that is because of these sticky out bits. It basically limits the way that you can store your things inside the bag. I mean, I hope that kind of makes sense. It's really hard to demonstrate on the camera, but basically because there are these sticky out bits, it stops you. If these things lied flat, for instance, it would just be sort of like a bucket bag where you can just throw things in. But because they don't, you do kind of have to factor them in when you're putting stuff in your bag. And it's not the biggest of cons, it's just something that, again, I wanted to make you guys aware because it's one of the things that I've noticed while I've been using the bag. But really, I mean, it's definitely not a deal breaker for me. I still love this bag, so it's just something that I wanted you to be aware of because it might not be immediately obvious on the website what the inside looks like and how the inside would affect the way you can store your things. So we've come to the end of this video and I just wanted to sum up my thoughts. So I think, having used this bag for 6 months, I still love this bag for work. The style is really sophisticated and understated, and it requires basically very little thought when it comes to styling because it goes with any kind of workwear. It's not a common bag on the streets, at least in London, and so you definitely don't have that feeling where, you know, everyone's carrying the same bag. And I think in terms of the price, the quality and the functionality of this bag is just top notch. And so I still highly, highly recommend this bag. Again, as I mentioned, I will drop a link in the description box down below to this exact style and color so that you can see it. But as I said, they do have other colors which are more readily available, and they're really, really gorgeous colors. So I hope you found something for you, and I hope you enjoyed this review and found it helpful. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And please do keep giving me suggestions in the comments below for what you want to see next from me, and stay tuned for future videos. Thank you guys.